Hello there, this is Nick again. I'm just doing a very quick video about conventional nutritional interpretations of the vegetarian diet and its benefits. Now, what I'm going to do today is just a quote from you from a textbook. This textbook is not for any of what you might call the fringe diets, such as raw veganism. It doesn't connect with 80-10-10 or any of those particular dietary interpretations. This is purely a textbook which deals directly with the subject of conventional, medically approved, as in by your general practitioner, your doctor at the GP surgery type science. Okay? This is page 242, and the book is quite simply the Level 5 Nutritional Studies textbook, which was part of the course which I did earlier on. Here we go. Vegetarianism is generally associated with low total fat intake, low saturated fat intake, higher intake of vitamins, especially the antioxidants, pulses, beans and peas, and an average lower calorie intake. Studies have identified all of these as factors which protect against disease. Various sources claim that vegetarians have a slightly longer lifespan, although there is some controversy about whether this is due to diets or the fact that vegetarians tend to make healthier lifestyle choices, for example, by getting more exercise and not smoking. As with everything in diet, balance is key. If a vegetarian is subsisting on fast foods, fried foods, and their intake of vegetables, fruit, and whole grain is inadequate, then their risk of developing disease such as cardiovascular disease is just as great as for the carnivore eating these types of foods. A little known factor is that B12 deficiency can contribute to cardiovascular disease, as B12 is involved in the metabolism of homocysteine. High homocysteine levels are associated with heart disease. Doctors frequently give B12 injections to vegetarian populations, and such as the Hindus, to avoid this problem. B12 is stored in the liver, and its deficiency may not become apparent until stores run very low, i.e. after several years of vegetarianism. Many studies, but not all, indicate that vegetarians also suffer to a significantly lesser degree from the diseases listed below. Coronary heart disease, 25% decreased risk. Obesity, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, diet-related cancers, diverticular disease, gallstones, constipation, appendicitis, rheumatoid arthritis, and prostate cancer. Further, the following medical health parameters, including better wellness, have been documented for the average vegetarian: lower body mass index and lower plasma total cholesterol levels. So, from a standard, generally accepted scientific point of view, we can say that the vegetarian diet is generally regarded as being very positive. One more fact I'd like to give you is on the section associated with calcium and vegetarianism. Okay? It says here, due to their avoidance of dairy products, it has been suggested that vegans may be at risk of calcium deficiency. However, studies have indicated that vegans receive adequate calcium from plant foods. Calcium-rich foods include broccoli, kale, collard greens, tofu, fortified juices, and soya milk. Alright, and of course, as far as the protein aspect is concerned, you can get a lot of your amino acids from greens, and those you can't get from greens you can get from sources such as tofu, as well as hemp seeds. So essentially, you're pretty much covered if you're on plants, but it's good to supplement with B12. That's the general recommendation. So, a point that I'd like to raise here is if conventional nutrition pretty much recommends a good vegetarian diet, is it hypothetically possible that to move to a more extreme diet, such as veganism, and of course to increase your antioxidant intake through going towards raw veganism, as well as including extra supplements such as the ones recommended by Dr. Michael Greger from Nutrition Facts, which would include drinking matcha tea, taking hibiscus tea, and also using dried powdered gooseberry powder to be added to your smoothies, would that have an even greater effect upon improving health? I would say that hypothetically that might be the case. In my own particular case, because of my history of candida, I struggle with getting calories when I do experiments with raw veganism unless I'm taking lots of fruit, such as banana smoothies in the morning. There is a problem with that because high quantities of fruit sugar found, let's say, in dates and bananas and the like can set off the candida and make me rather ill. So for me personally, I would probably go for a more higher fat intake and also supplement with a certain quantity or a small quantity of cooked foods, such as those involving rice. But I would have to keep that to a minimum, maybe doing 2 days a week on the raw till 4 plan, as mentioned by Durian Rider and Freely the Banana Girl, as well as going totally fully raw for the rest of the days in the week, and therefore to attempt to maintain balance, possibly including cooked quinoa or quinoa as a substitute for rice in some cases, or indeed experimenting with wild rice. But wild rice is a very high price point, and so trying to work that out as an affordable thing is another issue, okay? Because you have to soak the wild rice overnight in order to make sure that it's going to be edible and digestible if you're eating raw. So there's just a few thoughts for today on the subject of diet and nutrition. Yes, I have science on my side when I'm progressing towards veganism. We all have science on our side when we progress towards veganism and reduce the quantity of animal products that we consume. However, this is not an excuse to get religious about our interpretations of nutrition, which is the mistake which a lot of people get into. And they have like their own understanding of what they regard as being kosher foods within whatever particular school of dietary practice that they're involved in. And just as my textbook suggests, balance is key, and making sure you're getting a wide variety of micronutrients and macronutrients through selecting a wide variety of different foods. I hope that's cleared things up. Thumbs up to veganism. Thumbs up to keeping clear of animal products. Makes most sense.